this is Unit 1.24. These are the questions that you've likely got on your review sheet, and I'm going to run through the answers now to your review sheet. So first off, describe a series circuit. Okay, a series circuit, all the electricity flows in one direction. Okay, and if you can see, it looks like that because it's just going to go round and round and round. Okay, the current is equal everywhere. So if I've got amp meter here and an amp meter here, they'd have exactly the same reading, whereas the voltmeter would be shared. Okay, voltmeters would be shared. Okay, parallel circuit then is where it splits, which is quite nice then, because if one bulb stops working, the other one will still work because the flow of electricity is going in two spaces. Okay, current is shared, but voltage is equal everywhere. Define the term power. The power of a circuit represents the energy transferred per second. Okay, here is a load of circuit symbols. Okay, just pause it, have a look at them. You have to learn them. Big ones, I would say, to make sure we know: voltmeter, ammeter, lamp. Okay, variable resistor. Big ones. Okay, you need to know them all, but just big ones you want to focus on and be able to look and notice. Okay. Give the units for. So current, remember we spoke about before, sometimes comes up as an I. Volts is voltage. Resistance is R. And then power is P. Okay, you might see amps as just A. You might see volts as just V. You might see ohms like that. And you might see power as watts. Okay. Setting up a standard test circuit to kind of test the current and voltage of certain things. Okay. First thing you want to do is set the VR to max. Set the variable resistor to max. Use an amp meter to measure current, a voltmeter to measure voltage. Change the resistance and then flip the battery and repeat. You can do this with a diode and with a resistor as well. Okay, so you need to be able to set up the standard test circuit depending on what they're asking you to test. Okay, and that kind of flips with what you do here, because you have to know the three types of graph. So you have to know the resistor graph, the filament lamp, that kind of looks like an F, and then the diode. You have to know them three in terms of being able to label the graphs and explain them. What does a variable resistor do? It changes resistance. How many joules in a watt? 1 joule per second. What happens to the total resistance in a series circuit if you add more components? When you add resistors in a series, the resistance increases according to this equation. So resistance increases, so you add them all together. Whereas in a parallel circuit, the resistance of the circuit decreases, okay? And you do 1 over.